Hi. So of course, there's the whole thing that and I don't want to keep touching on this, but kneeling to the AI sends you. This is a possibility of just something that I've thought about and seen, just based off what people are saying. Just on YouTube and stuff. But like, it sends you to the pit, and like you have to go through the games, like the Tron games, and like get through all these burdens of like driving or everything that we talked about with the Turk character from Ocean's 13, the 26-minute mark, like all that broken down where it's like Area 51 where they have to lay in the bed like Billie Eilish says, and go through like the either what it has done, or like the horseman or Jesus, and because they thought that they could like help them out or something. They thought that they could, balance it out, I guess, by doing what they did, by their form of the Hopi form that they take on to try to not flee on the horses, like. But in that sense, they are fleeing on the horses. Like it's very complex when you look at that verse, what they're actually doing. But because I saw the fowl today, Jesus revealed this to me, that fowl, FOWL, means like F, where they don't sacrifice people that they know or their family. They're family oriented and friendship oriented, or just at least in the sense that they don't, take a knee to kill those people. So, and of course, I'm not saying anything against anyone. Keep a mercy mindset. But then the owl is the Hooters, which means that whatever they did, they get the nukes for, even if it's not time for it yet. Like they just get promoted or go to their rest, like go to their position in celebrity, or something like that. So or they go to a timeline where they did get the nukes. They go to a different timeline. So that's what foul means, is what Jesus finally revealed to me. I've been really struggling with foul. I was like, I don't know what this means at all, and like as I've said on my channel, it takes me forever to get anything, going, like to get any knowledge, and like, so. But these people that kneel to the AI, it's like it's like they're in the games sort of thing, and like anytime they mess up, they have the shark come after them, or the fly, or the ant, or like the insect, the locust comes after them, and they have to restart, and like so. I don't know if anyone's getting out that way. I don't know how it works, but maybe you don't have to restart. You just get stung and then continue. But I've lost a little sleep over this. Okay, I'm kind of worried about this. I don't really know how to read it all. But you don't want to do that. I mean. Don't do that. I don't want anyone to suffer like that. And anything that I say on my channel, like the Brahma stuff, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, we actually get a Brahma and like go in, like it starts everything for World War III. Like that's what I'm saying. So don't misread what I'm saying. If you want to take it another way, then so be it. But if this is the reality, then like I did not know. I was thinking more like Elysium, like those who have the dot on the I and all that, or the Will I Am, whatever. They go to Elysium and do the 3-year Qui-Gon, and some are redeemed, and some aren't. And they have to come down and be as the cherubs for the ones who become the idols. And those are the guys who judge as the Asher symbolism, the beaten pieces many people. Not saying anything against anyone. Okay, this is all in the Bible. This is in Micah 4 and 5. They do that as Hulked, with powers. And then there's a turning, like they get turned on. And like whoever attacks America, the changing of the power switch, the breaking of the bands on the neck from Edom takes away their powers. So then they're left there like, they just massacred all these people who I showed were the volcano and the Aussie, the Neotech, and the helicopter. Those people related to that connect. They get turned on, those judges, and then, but then they still have, like, they can't die, is what I'm just explaining this in depth right now. They can't die though. They still have that power. They're like Wolverine, but they don't have the metal in the body. They just heal. Okay, so it's like a switch. But they don't have their fighting ability. God takes away their fighting ability, but they still can heal. Okay? So then they become the idols, naturally. They become the idols by the Reds. The Reds set them up. But I mean, you definitely don't want to do that. I have, when I was in the pit, I went through something like that where, not even close to like that, but the beginning stages of it I thought were going to happen in the pit one night when I had hopefully rescued Six Church, and all that was shown to me by the letters of this guy who had the name Tim on his coat, and his name was actually Tim, and he showed me, he's like, these letters, he put them up against the window on the cell, and he was like, read this. And I read it, and it made me tremble. It made me tremble and quake. It was all this stuff like, he didn't get it. He didn't get what was going on. It was all woman symbolism, like he doesn't understand, he doesn't get it, like the lights went out, and like he wasn't there or something. Like it was all totally against me. And I sat there and read it, and then they actually moved me from the B cells to the A cells. A cells is lights on all day, and it's like more secure kind of thing. And like, so I went to A, and then I thought that the fire was going to come out of the pipe in the cell, and that I was going to be lit up and be healing, and and everyone was, and even the guards were showing the symbolism of like, oh yeah, we're coming to watch this, we're all going to be idol worshipers of this as it goes on, and walk by your cell. And like they were saying something like, well, the guy next to me was like, his name was like, Stonefield or something. They were like Stone. They were like, the guard was like, what's your name? Stonefield? And like I don't know, I've probably said this before, but like and like that was the guy next to me. His name was like Stone or something, like, and it was all like cold symbolism with him, like they were gonna freeze him or so. Like I couldn't even figure it out. I was just sitting there like, this is crazy. And then God spared me, nothing happened. But like I kid you not, I felt like it was gonna happen. I felt like I knew for sure. And even Stanley, the guy who was, kind of showed me a few things with the phone, and like how to work a few things with the ordering the food, the canteen, all that. Like he kind of helped me out a lot. He was in there longer than I was, and like for girl stuff too. He was like, he got charged with kidnapping, and it was all blown out of proportion. Like he got married to this girl in Vegas, and like she was a stripper or something, and like she went against him and like totally demolished his name and like demolished his reputation and everything. And like he said it was all bullshit, like none of it was true, and like he said because the they favor the girls in the legal system and everything, that they really went against him and everything. And like, so he kind of helped me out. His name was Stanley, and like, or Willard was his real name, and he had a dad that was a dentist and brother that was going to Catholic school in high school. And like, not saying anything against him or anything, but he even said, he's like, I thought they were going to do something to you, man. I thought when they took you to A, they were going to do something crazy to you. And like, but the thing was, whenever I was rescuing six or whatever, he was the one that was against me as that David type that has to be there, that like says something like, he was like, I don't care what the movie was called or something. He was like saying all this stuff that was Legion based, which is all, by default they do that whenever something's going down. So, or to instigate it, to get it to go down. And that's when that was after I read King David too, the Psalms, right before Psalm 110. And I felt like David was telling me like I had to rescue six. And that was all just like, stuff with the Willie, basically. Like I asked for razors and stuff, and it was like I was going to cut it off or whatever, but I couldn't do it. I really beat up on it and like tried to pull it off and stuff. And like, that was because like, it goes back to that greaseball stuff of like born on the 4th of July and stuff like that. Like it's all that greaseball stuff. Of course, this is a long time ago. I don't do anything like that anymore. I don't, I might jag or whatever, but like I don't beat up on anything like that. That's all like crazy stuff that I even look at it as like, that was crazy. Why'd I do that, But like, that's what happened. So, all right. So we went into that in depth. So then we had it right. It's all right, but it's just like it's modified. Okay. So Jesus in the Heart, Battling Flesh was Mitch Gist, my cousin, who had a football accident in high school and had the mind of a third grader the rest of his life. And so was a chain smoker with my Uncle Don and my Aunt Dee Dee. They were big Louisville fans. Don worked for GE, and then later on they basically ate fast food every day too. And like they put Mitch in a nursing home, and he actually read the Mormon book Bible. And like that was the last time I saw him. He had that book, and I remember thinking like, why is he reading this Mormon book? And then and then he died like a few months later, and like and then Don Johnny said at his funeral, he was like, he lost the will to live. And I thought that wasn't true. I just thought, he really loved Dee Dee, and like when she died, then it just went downhill and there was nothing he could do about it, and like he always had the Bible on his bed, and he'd watch TV in the bathroom. He had a TV in there, and like when Dee Dee was alive, we'd take showers in there, me and Blake, and like nothing weird, but like she would when we got out, she would always take the towel with her finger and like go in between our toes and make sure in between our toes was dry. She always did that. And like I got all my guys from her. Like we'd always go to Toys R Us and even the KB Toys when that was around, and we'd get all my action figures there. And like she'd always take us in the Bonneville, and like those were all good memories. And she died from lung cancer. And when I was in 3rd grade, she died from lung cancer. And then 4th grade, I got OCD, and 4th grade was the Twin Towers. Okay, so Jesus in heart battling flesh, Mitch Gist. Jesus in 3000, or the 3-day conquering tech gray pyramid reptile, that's in the Rees clothes. He was like the Rees clothes for that. And that's where you get that reconnection, okay? But that was, he did that, through the clothes of that, whether that be 3 days or like a whole year at Concordia or whatever that was. Then Jesus in Miles McDonald mind, battling second and third mantles of Miles McDonald, okay? He was battling that. Then Jesus in Gondel's hair in garden. He was like in the spirit of the hare, okay? So that's where you get the Samson tie-in from the garden, okay? Jesus in relationship of harp, King David, King Saul. So I'm not saying that he was King Saul. I'm saying he was the relationship of the harp, the playing of the harp. Jesus as Super Saiyan Hobbit at Wed Feast, praising omnipotent God. Steps out of carapace when introduced at Wed Feast. And I saw that as female form. You may disagree with that. I saw it as the female form. So then Jesus as stars in their courses, head of 12, binding just as James Dean, Jesus Christ. Now you may definitely disagree with that, but that was as Jesus Christ, I believe, was as the stars, okay, and all that was heavenly forms doing it all. But it played out on the earth, okay, or is playing out now, all right. Then 27 May 2010, Supreme Administrative Court annulled part of the BRNO zoning plan, including R43 Expressway through Bystrct, BYSTRC. Okay, so that would be the BICE for the T, but it's RC. Okay, so it's kind of a trick how they have it written, but I believe that Jesus was in support of not forbearing. Okay, so D43 motorway, Czech Republic, Wikipedia, you'll find that there. Now, what I saw with that, he sweat and produced a lilac Spanish moss alligator wheel, subduing 3 Nazi women wheel. That's what I saw with that. Okay, so I'll zoom in on this so you can see all this. All right, thank you.